Jamaica, known for its vibrant culture, scenic landscapes, and warm hospitality, is also home to a political system that has long been marred by corruption. Over the years, numerous politicians have been implicated in scandals involving embezzlement, bribery, and abuse of power. This report delves into the history of corruption within the Jamaican political sphere, examining key incidents, the impact on the country, and the efforts to address this pervasive issue. Jamaica, since gaining independence in 1962, has witnessed a number of political challenges. While the island has made strides in terms of economic development and social progress, its political institutions have often struggled with transparency and accountability. The two main political parties, the Jamaica Labour Party, JLP, and the People and #039's National Party, PNP, have dominated the political landscape. However, their long-standing rivalry has sometimes led to a winner-takes-all mentality, which has fostered an environment ripe for corruption. The Manat Dudas affair, 2009 to 2010. One of the most high-profile corruption scandals in recent Jamaican history is the Manat Dudas affair, which involved the JLP government of Prime Minister Bruce Golding. The case revolved around the extradition of drug lord Christopher Dudas Coke to the United States, where he faced charges related to drug trafficking and money laundering. It was revealed that members of the Jamaican government had hired the U.S. lobbying firm, Manat, Phelps and Amp, Phillips, to block the extradition. This scandal not only tainted the government's reputation but also sparked widespread public outrage, leading to protests and calls for accountability. The affair highlighted how political elites sometimes prioritize their own interests over the rule of law. The Cuban light bulb scandal, 2008. In 2008, Jamaican politicians were embroiled in another scandal involving the purchase of light bulbs from Cuba. The deal, which was meant to help alleviate the island and #039's energy crisis, was found to have involved inflated costs and kickbacks. Several high-ranking officials were accused of benefiting personally from the transaction, leading to calls for investigation and prosecution. The scandal not only hurt public trust in government institutions but also undermined efforts to address the country's energy problems. 3. Corruption in government contracts. Another area of concern is the awarding of government contracts, which has often been marred by allegations of favoritism and cronyism. Politicians and public officials have been accused of steering lucrative government projects to companies in exchange for bribes or political donations. These practices have led to inefficient use of public funds and delayed infrastructure development. For example, the poorly managed National Housing Trust (NHT) projects, which were meant to provide affordable housing to Jamaicans, have been associated with significant waste, with some politicians allegedly benefiting from inflated contract prices. Impact on the Jamaican people. The consequences of political corruption in Jamaica are far-reaching. The misuse of public funds for personal gain weakens public services, stifles economic development, and exacerbates social inequality. Key sectors like education, healthcare, and infrastructure are often underfunded or mismanaged, leaving citizens with subpar services. Public trust in politicians continues to erode, and voter apathy is on the rise, with many feeling that their vote will not lead to meaningful change. Corruption in Jamaica's political system has deeply affected the nation's development and its people. While some progress has been made in terms of legal and institutional reforms, political corruption remains a pervasive issue that requires a cultural shift toward greater accountability, transparency, and good governance. Until political leaders prioritize the welfare of the people over their personal interests, Jamaica will continue to face the challenges of economic stagnation, social inequality, and widespread distrust in its political institutions. The road ahead demands not only legal measures but a commitment from the people to demand better from their leaders.